Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Matic, seeing what's going on. This coin's looking pretty strong and pretty bullish, so we're going to double check a few key factors, see if it even has potential to pull back or to break this upper level here. Keep in mind, the top isn't necessarily in just yet. Okay, we're going to double check a few key factors. A lot of it does hinge on Bitcoin, pulling back. If Bitcoin does correct itself pretty significant, we could see a pullback here, but generally speaking, Matic appears to be very strong and independent of Bitcoin for the moment. So that's really good stuff here. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I love teaching people to trade and been trading for over 20 years and teaching for just about as long. So I hope you can learn something here today. And the whole concept is to ensure that you become a better trader. So if you do want that for yourself, cryptocash.tech is a site. We got a private trading academy, community, and signals group. Link down below, of course, if you're interested there. We've got a couple of slots left available, so make sure that you don't wait too long there, but message me if you have any questions, obviously. We got some significant benefits too. I got to throw this out here really quick. Awesome job here with ETH, Link, ADA, XRP, Solana, AVAX. Our trading bot just killing it right now. Same thing here as well with our VeChain long. Look at 316% in 4 months. I don't care who you are. I'm going to be happy with a 300% return in a year, honestly. What other markets can you get that kind of return, right? That's fantastic. Awesome. So congrats on that, and thank you again so much for the awesome feedback from my community. Let's go ahead and jump into the liquidation levels here. We can see 95, 94 cents as a heavier concentration of liquidation. I wouldn't say that's massive, not compared to this 81, 82 cent range, but generally speaking, 82 cents is a heavy concentration of liquidation to the lower side, and we can see 95 cents. There's enough liquidation there to warrant a push up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see one last little sweep of that liquidity. You can see these whales are doing a pretty good job of just sweeping every single level. They just keep staircasing right up there. Okay, so that's what a healthy continuation looks like. So Matic has all the reasons why we shouldn't expect a price to pull back, and I think shorting against this coin seems like a very bad idea. Okay, we're not even close to an overextended state, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's clarify a couple things on the daily time frame and work our way down. Just to clarify too as well, heavy concentration liquidation between 105 and 110, just to throw it out there. Same thing as well with the lower side too. There is liquidity at a 67 to 70 cent range. Much less probability of the price going down to that level than it going up to the other though. You got to keep in mind, we got strong momentum, and at this point right now, it makes much more sense for the price to continue higher. Am I saying we're going to see $1.10 in the near future? No, but I am saying that we are in a position right now where the price action is much more likely to increase than decrease. And here's why. All moving averages are below the price action right now. So zero for one reasons to consider a short. Again, you never consider a short on the macro, but it helps you understand the big picture, right? Big picture so far is truly bullish. We got stochastic RSI swinging up, money flow index massive at 80. Traditional RSI hasn't even breached 70 yet. That is phenomenal. When you have a ton of money flow into a coin and it isn't even considered to be oversold yet, overbought, then you have a pretty good situation on your hands where it's likely to continue further up. So I feel like Matic will likely continue upwards. Let's double check one other thing here too. We want to pay attention to this. This is the most recent candlestick closure on the daily. So we had trouble closing above on January 11th, the 92.50 mark. Okay, so 92 cents. 92.5 cents effectively. Closing above that today would be helpful. It's not like a specific thing that we have to respect, but it's right there along the lines of where the price action is averaging itself out. In fact, we could see the last 12 hours, the price couldn't pass that level, and now we're above it right now. Okay, so that's a good sign. Stochastic RSI swinging down. This is pretty normal in the 4-hour time frame when the price is overextended like it is. I did mention earlier we're not overextended, but technically we are. It just depends on how you look at it. We're at a 9 on TD sequential on the 4-hour time frame, so a pullback would make sense if it were to. Okay, and again, if it does pull back, it'll be something along the lines of this 88 to 90 cent range. Okay, so generally speaking, I would say this most recent high at about 89 cents could be the likely target for the price action to come down and to pivot. Again, could be potential, hypothetical. Those are all things you want to understand right now because there's no guarantee it's going to pull back even though we are probably hitting our highest point. I wouldn't be surprised if one more extra sweep of liquidity at 96 cents like we identified already and then potentially pull back from there. But once again, we're not overextended either in the sense we're under 70 in the RSI, testing that level with money flow index staying roughly the same, and of course MACD converging. So these are all reasons to consider a long position over a short position. Do I like taking a long into an overextended 4-hour state with a 9 on TD sequential? Not necessarily. I'd much rather wait for a pullback. So hypothetically, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert here in the 90 cent range to ensure that I can reevaluate if it comes down to that level and see if it's worth taking another long. We'd probably get to that level if Bitcoin pulls back to 51.5 or 51K. There's a good chance of that, because again, a lot of Bitcoin's doing well, but it's also not, if that makes any sense. It's in a really strange place right now, so it's difficult to want to open a lot of different positions. But generally speaking, statistically right now, you have better chance taking longs than shorts. However, you do got to recognize Bitcoin dominance is up. Most altcoins are down, so there's that too, right? But once more, majority of the macro on most altcoins is still looking very strong. So ideally, Bitcoin pulls back just a little bit. We get that nice little pivot. We take some longs when Bitcoin's closer to 50, 51K. That would be the idea. Again, I'm not calling for Bitcoin short to 36K, 15K, whatever that case is. That is completely idiotic, okay? But I do think that a natural correction from Bitcoin would make sense, considering we're seeing a double doji candle forming on the daily. We're at a 9 on TD sequential on the larger and smaller time frames. Bitcoin needs to pull back a little bit to have just a realistic consolidation effort. Okay. Plus, I would like to add to my bags at 50,000, 49,000, 47, 46 if it comes to it, right? That would be awesome. And I hope and recommend you do too. Anyways, hourly time frame, let's double check this here. Last but not least, Ichimoku Cloud. Again, all green lights here to leave your long position open. Very few coins have this quality right now, where the lagging span's free and clear, conversion line's above the baseline, and we're well above the cloud. So there is 0 out of 20 reasons to take a short position right now. Okay. Is there any reasons to take a long? Hypothetically, yes. With this extra level of liquidity up here at about 95 to 96 cents, I think there's a solid chance that we will see one more sweep. Okay. So again, just consider if you're going to take a long or a short, regardless of the case. Tight targets. Make sure you're taking profit while you can. This is not a super greedy situation right now. While Bitcoin could explode and continue further, there's no guarantee it will. If it pulls back, everything's on the razor's edge, and we're going to see a pretty nasty correction for most altcoins. We're already kind of seeing it. So all of that being said, is it worthwhile to just set it and forget it? It is if you set it correctly. It isn't if you just go in and you just, I'm going to enter in a Matic long right now at 93 cents, and I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to not set a stop loss at all. And in 1 or 2 weeks, I'm going to consider selling no matter where it's at. That is a very foolhardy consideration, okay? Please don't do that. That's not how you trade. Once more, different strokes for different folks. I get it. I set things and forget it too. I mean, we took a VeChain profit 300+% in 4 months. But I put a lot of effort into that trade to ensure that if it pulls back, we adjust our stop loss to break even. The stop loss moves up as the profit targets are achieved. Trailing stop losses are fantastic. Recommend you use those. Speaking of which, this is one of the only exchanges that I'm familiar with that does offer it. Bitunix, link down below, cryptocash.tech if you want to consider looking at some of our other affiliates there. But these guys are phenomenal. Highly recommend it. They have trailing stop losses, adjustable targets rather. You can set multiple targets. There's some really cool features within the exchange. So highly recommend using them, and we also are partnered with them. They're going to offer a trading competition with our community near the end of the month. You do have to use my link to register. Either way, Matic, phenomenal stuff here. I think we are more likely to see the price increase than decrease. Just know we are getting close-ish to the top, and there's a strong chance we could see a pullback. If we do see that pullback, I think the 89 to 90 cent range would make sense. That's a probable target for the next consideration for a long. Again, is that a guarantee? No, the price could keep going up. But we're going to probably see a liquidity sweep at 96. There's a good chance of that first. Either way, that's kind of where we're at there, folks. Thanks again for watching. Hope you learned something today. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. Greatly appreciate that. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.